Let's look at using PSPP statistical software. We begin by selecting our data set. Click on File. Notice you can also import data. We're going to choose to open a data set. You could maneuver to a folder on your computer. I'm going to choose to use an example that comes pre-installed with PSPP. Physiology. Choose Open. Your data appears here in the data editor. You can tell some information about your data regarding the fields, and you can see the actual data because you're in Data View. There are two views, Data View and Variable View. You can click on these two buttons at the bottom to toggle back and forth. You can also go to the menu and choose View, Data, or View Variables. Variable View gives you the characteristics of your data. It tells you the name of the field, the type of the field, very similar to a database type, the width, the number of decimal places, a more extensive label, the value labels. If this is a lookup field, it associates the numerical value with a character value. Missing values describes how to treat a value as missing or ignore certain values. Column is the size of the column as opposed to the size of the actual field. Align is your justification. And then measure, you have three choices. Nominal is for categories without a ranking, something like a region or a department. Ordinal is also a category, but it has some form of ranking, perhaps like 1 for low, 2 for medium, and 3 for high. Scale is what we're using here, and this is some meaningful metric like an age or an income, or in this case, a height or a weight. We've examined our data. Now let's begin some statistical analysis on our data. Let's begin by analyzing descriptive statistics. Let's create a frequency table. I'm going to choose gender. Note that mean or average is selected and standard deviation is selected. Also notice there are additional options here you can explore. Choose OK. Now the output has been sent to a special window called the Output View. You can see it flashing here on my toolbar. You could click here, or you can go to Windows and Output. In Output View, you see here my frequency table. And then here is my mean and standard deviation. It also gives the minimum and the maximum value. Now I'd like to go back and run some more analysis. So I can minimize this, and it takes me back to my data. Now let's go to Analyze and Descriptives. This time I'm going to analyze the body temperature. Again, I'm going to look at the mean and the standard deviation and choose OK. Again, the output has gone to my output window. Here shows me the number of cases, the mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. Let's go back to the data. There are additional options you can explore here. We're going to look at graphs next. Let's look at a scatter plot. Let's create a scatter plot of height versus weight. Notice now my output viewer is getting longer. I have to scroll to the bottom to see my latest output. Here the data has been plotted on the Scatterplot. Now let's create a histogram. Back under Graphs, Histogram. I'll use the body temperature. Again, scrolling to the bottom to see the last data. Here's my histogram. Now to transition this data into Word, you can export it from here. You choose File and Export, and then here, Infer File Type from Extension. Choose Open Document. This is the open source version of Microsoft Word. To have more control over exactly what you're exporting, you can also use the snipping tool to snip just the pieces that you want. So this was a quick start to PSPP statistical software.